Well, I think the initiative is indeed very, very important and deserves a big support from every corner in the world. We believe in moderation. His Majesty the King has stressed the philosophy of sufficiency economy. One of the three major principles is moderation. Moderation, reasonableness, creating immunity for oneself, for the future. So I think moderation is something that should be a part of everyone in the daily conduct of everyday's life, not to be extreme. In economic terms, one should not overspend, should not underspend, should not overinvest, should not underinvest. And in political and security terms, it's equally important that we should not impose the interests of oneself or of a country, of a community on others. So it is important that all countries, all societies get together and speak about moderation. But we have to be also careful that we should not be extremists in promoting moderation. We have to respect others' view as well. Thailand always emphasized the importance of building strength out of diversity, learning to live with differences. And I think Asia is very much a case in point, because there's so much diversity in Asia, ethnic-wise, religious-wise. So I would encourage Malaysia to promote this idea of moderation in ASEAN, in the other platform like the ACD, the Asia Cooperation Dialogue, and to look at other non-governmental organizations. For example, I'm the president of the foundation called Sarandom Institute of Foreign Affairs, which is sort of 1.5 track, independent from Foreign Ministry. We'll be very happy to partner with any institutions in Malaysia or elsewhere in ASEAN in working together to promote the idea of moderation in economic area, in political and security area as well.
If Malaysia and Thailand were to cooperate on moderation, obviously we have to look into areas or issues that both sides can work on. And one of the issues that may come up is southern Thailand. What is the message of moderation that can be broadcast or sent to people in that part of your country?
Well, I think to me it's very obvious that violence is not moderation by either side, either by the government or by the militants. So I believe in dialogue, I believe in conflict avoidance, I believe in recognition of each other's differences. So that would be my message, that violence is not a part of the solution. Violence is not moderation. And I think moderation is the answer to solving violence and problems in the South. That would be my main message. And if Thailand and Malaysia and countries in ASEAN can speak with the same voice to the pocket of problem like this, including the southern part of Thailand, that we should adopt moderation. And moderation has to be from within. We cannot talk to other about moderation, but oneself, he or she is not moderate. So I think it has to come from within. We have to start from the heart and mind and soul of each other to be moderate, not to be extreme, to be sufficient, to work on one's life in a way that will not create problems or damage to others, will not impose too much interest of each other to another person. That type of thing, which I call it the Oriental wisdom. We focus on the heart and mind and soul from within. And I think that is something that we have to speak out to areas or pockets of problems in this part of the world.
I realize that your government looked upon your leadership very highly. At one point, you were nominated to be the potential Secretary General of the United Nations. Now, I was wondering if you could give us your view about the concept of moderation, or how some countries are unwilling to use it, because usually moderation is seen as a close cousin of appeasement, and appeasement is a dirty word in diplomacy. So if that is the case, how can government use moderation, the concept of moderation, in a comfortable, strategic manner that can allow the message to reach a wide audience?
Well, when I was in fact, I was the ASEAN candidate for the position of the Secretary General of the United Nations, and one of my platform there, which is still my belief now, is that the United Nations should have done much, much more in promoting moderation, because all countries are members, and United Nations has arms and ears everywhere dealing with civil societies, other organizations around the world. So the UN is in the best position to do that, and to be frank with you, I don't think United Nations has done enough. In foreign affairs, I think moderation is very important. What does moderation mean? Moderation means not to be extreme in any policy. To adopt any policy, it must be accorded with reasonableness. We have to focus on conflict avoidance. We have to encourage each other to learn to live with differences. We have to look at differences in language, in culture, in way of life, as something that can be a basis for building strength to work together for humankind. And that is something that is far from appeasement. To me, moderation doesn't mean no modernization. Moderation doesn't mean that no progress made, but how modernization and progress will be made, not at the expense of others.
Understood.
Okay, I think that's the problem. I think the recent crisis is very clear. As one has said, that the global financial crisis is a result of economic and financial extremists. So we don't have to go to the extreme to be able to achieve economic progress or modernization in our society. There's progress and modernization that can be achieved without the expense of the damage to our environment, to the climate, and to the future generation.
Coming back to the issue of Oriental wisdom, moderation as an Oriental wisdom, in your view, what are the things that the countries in Asia can collectively do together beyond promoting it at Asian Cooperation Dialogue? Are there any things that you personally would like to see in terms of moderation of Chinese foreign policy, or so on and so forth?
I think I look at Asia Cooperation Dialogue as a very important platform, because all 10 ASEAN are members. China, Japan, Korea, India, Pakistan, they're all members. There are about 30 countries in Asia. It's first and only Pan-Asia cooperation, and it's called dialogue. That means that it's an area where you can promote ideas such as moderation. And I think it's important to listen to the views of the Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Pakistanis on moderation. And I think that's a start. You see, a very important step is to listen to different views of moderation. Again, as I said, that we cannot or should not be extremists in promoting moderation. We have to be moderate. We have to prepare ourselves to listen to different views. In preparing for that, again, coming back to Oriental wisdom, we have to start from ourselves. We have to start from within. We have to be moderate, to be reasonable from within in the way we conduct our lives, so that when we promote moderation, it will be well received by others. So you start from individual, then it can be expanded to a family, to the society, to the community, and then to a country, and then to the region.
Okay. On that very positive note, I would like to thank you for granting us the interview and the benefit of your wisdom on the issue of moderation. Thank you, Dr. Surakia.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.